Hello, this is Algebra 2, topic 9-4 on parabolas from the general conic form. So this is our general conic form, and we will turn these into standard form. And to do this, we need to complete the square. So I'm going to go ahead and work out example number 1. First thing I need to do is I need to get my squared term and move everything that's not part of this variable. So the x is squared, which means I want to keep this 4x. But I want to get rid of the 8y and that 4. So minus 8y and plus 4. So what that gets me is that I have x squared plus 4x plus some number equals a negative 8y plus 4 plus that number. Well, half of 4 is 2, and so we're going to do 2 squared, and we're going to do that on both sides. This completes the square, so this would be x plus 2 squared equals a negative 8y plus 4 plus 2 squared is 8. Now, in order for this to work, I need to divide everything by what's in front of the y. Well, what's in front of the y is a negative 8. This will give me that negative 1/8 x plus 2 squared equals a y minus 1, because the positive divided by the negative becomes a negative. And this is very close to my standard form, but I need to move this to the other side. So my answer is going to be y minus 1 equals a negative 1/8 x plus 2 squared. And so this would be my final answer. Now we're going to go ahead and work out example number 2. Well, this time it's the y value that's squared, so I need to move everything else. I need to add the 8x and add the 7. So what this gives me is a y squared minus 6y plus something will give me an 8x plus 7 plus something. Well, negative 6 divided by 2 is a negative 3. So we want a negative 3 squared. So this gives us a y minus 3 squared equals, well, if we use our calculator, we still have the 8x. And if we do 7 plus negative 3 squared, we get 16. Because the negative 3 squared is 9, and 7 plus 9 is 16. Well, now I need to divide everything by this coefficient of x, so I'm going to divide everything by 8. So that gives me that 1/8 of y minus 3 squared equals x plus 2. And now I just flip it. X plus 2 equals 1/8 of y minus 3 squared. And here we have a horizontal parabola. Moving on to example number 3. Well, the y squared term, that's our y term, so we need to get rid of anything that's not attached to that y. Subtract 12x and add 20. Subtract 12x and add 20. That gives us that y squared minus 8y plus something equals a negative 12x plus 20 plus that same something. Well, half of negative 8 is a negative 4, and then we square it. That's going to complete the square. And now we go ahead and we work it out. Well, this is going to give me a y minus 4 squared equals a negative 12x and then 20 plus negative 4 squared will give me a 36. From here, I just divide by negative 12, and I get negative 1 over 12 y minus 4 squared equals an x minus 3. Positive and negative make negative. Flip it around. X minus 3 equals a negative 1/12 y minus 4 squared. Another horizontal parabola. For example number 4, we have our x's. Those are the ones that are squared, so we need to remove our y's. So I'm going to go plus 4y minus 5 plus 4y minus 5. That gives me an x squared minus 6x plus something equals a 4y minus 5 plus something. Half of negative 6 is negative 3, so we square that. On the left-hand side, we get x minus 3 squared is going to equal 4y. If we do negative 5 plus 9, which is the 3 squared, we get 4. Divide both sides by 4. We get that 1/4 x minus 3 squared equals y plus 1. Flip it around. Y plus 1 equals 1/4 of x minus 3 squared. Here is a vertical parabola. Now if we look at example number 5, both x and y are both squared. What this means is that this is not a parabola, this is a circle. So I need to complete both squares. I'm going to do that by rearranging x squared plus 10x plus something plus y squared plus 4y plus something equals 20 plus something and something. This is just like 9-3. Well, half of 10 is 5, so this would be 5 squared, and half of 4 is 2, so this would be 2 squared. So I need to add 5 squared and 2 squared. So this gives me x plus 5 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals, well, 20 plus 5 squared plus 2 squared equals 49. And so this is the equation of our circle. It's going to have a center at negative 5, negative 2, and a radius of 7. So all we're doing is rearranging equations and then completing the square. For parabolas, we'll only need to complete 1 square. For circles, we'll need to complete 2. Good luck on your assignment and have a good day.